Post game, as NJIT, they lose to Monmouth 63-52, and we're joined by head coach Mike Lane. And coach, this is certainly a game that was a tough pill to swallow. There were a lot of moments that it seemed like for Monmouth that they were just kind of ended up playing their game. I know you preached that you want to play NJIT's game. It just seemed like there was a lot of moments where NJIT was playing Monmouth's game. How do you digest what you had just witnessed out here tonight?
Well, not very well. Indigestion, I would say. But I thought we handled the first quarter. I thought, they hit some shots, but we were giving them, they were long twos. Like, okay, this is what they're going to hit. And I thought we controlled the first quarter. We had the lead getting out of the first quarter, and then we built a 7-point lead. So I thought for, I don't know exactly when, but 18 minutes, we basically played the way we wanted to play. That was a tough 2-minute stretch. Obviously, Clark hit 2 threes against our zone that, I think one we might give her. I thought the other one we could have covered. And then the third one's on me because we changed the man. And I didn't tell our troops well enough that we had to get up on her because she just dribbled right to her spot and shot it. So again, we were playing some averages there, and she hits 3 in a row. But we're only down 2 at the half.
Right.
So but that was a momentum killer. And Lizzie could have made the 75-footer, and maybe that would have helped. I thought we'd still come out in the third quarter, and I thought we pressed in that third quarter. We were 5 for 17. And we were not shooting threes there. We had points in the paint, we had shots in the paint, we just didn't make them. And that's just a tough day. So we didn't play our defense as well as we could have, and I don't think our offense was there quite as consistently as we wanted it.
And you kind of get what you're looking for. Belle Cramble, she commits 2 fouls early, she sits the bench, but then after Stella Clark goes on that run, carries that momentum over. At one point, it's a 21-4 run. Larger part, too, is not only is Cramble then comes off the bench, eventually pulls in 12 rebounds, but Casey Donovan hits 4 three-pointers, and that was a big no-no, especially with what you guys were trying to accomplish from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, that's the one that gets away from us. Yeah. For the most part, I thought we did all right on Cramble. We did all right on everybody on the roster. Even Stella getting 19 is probably a little bit more than we thought we'd give her because she's dynamic, right? So, we didn't think she'd get 19, but she had a big moment there. So she's going to get double figures after that. But giving Donovan exactly what she feasts on is, there's no coach in America that's going into the game saying, oh, yeah, let's let that kid take 5 3 and open threes. I mean, these weren't contested threes. She didn't just have some great night. She was wide open. Some of that I thought we did a poor job on reading the penetration. We have smart kids here at NJIT, but their basketball instincts can sometimes take over. So as Clark was driving that baseline and getting deep on baseline, she's Gretzky back there. She's behind the basket. We were trying to and we're going to the ball, and she can't score from behind the basket. So she got those kickouts, and we got better at that, but I thought that was a little bit late. We got to make that kind of adjustment a little bit better, and we got to prep them obviously better at that. Obviously on Monday and Tuesday, but I thought that wouldn't hurt us as much, and it did. But that was tough to see her hit those 4 threes. I thought that was truly the difference, as much as it was Stella's moments there.
One last thing I did want to bring to your attention, too, was that, once again, though, even despite how everything unfolded, NJIT fans got a chance to see more of your depth. Kiana Brereton's now starting to play a little bit more. Aria Myers is starting to play a little bit more. Kennedy Cash is starting to mix in there a little bit more, especially from a defensive standpoint. It seems like the message is, at times is saying, like, hey, we're stacked in a sense because you could put players out there at another time, but the message is also to your team, like, I'm going to put the best 5 out there, especially when it comes time to try to win a ball game here, and that if some players are going to step up, some other players who aren't may have to take a seat from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about that these last 3 games, and a little bit internally just with myself. It's hard to, Ellen and Kenna and, especially those two have logged so many minutes since we've been here. So they do get a longer leash because they've built up some trust, obviously. But some of that leash was long because maybe we didn't have the depth that we have on this team. So now it was more like, hey, if they're just not having it, maybe we got to go see if somebody else has it.
Okay.
And so you're exactly right. I think that's more like, hey, I just didn't some of our veterans just didn't have the night that maybe like we would expect them to have. There's not many times that Ellen Stoll's going to go over 5 or 2 for 9, and so it's like, okay, let's get Arya and Grace. Let's see what they can do. Same thing in the post. I think we were like, all right, let's give Trinity, let's give Key a chance, and I think that will foster good competition in practice, which is what we have to do, because they have to feel like that they can show us that they can play. So if they can show us on Thursday and Friday that they can play, that they can trust that, yeah, we'll call your number on Saturday. But it also puts some good pressure on those veterans. These guys are nipping at your heels, and hey, if you don't come to play, like we can make that change now.
Nice thing is you can throw this one away in a sense because you got St. Francis Brooklyn on Saturday. I'm sure you and the coaches already and the players are chomping at the bit. So we look forward to seeing you, obviously, hopefully get back to that NJIT basketball we all know you're capable of playing. And then after that, a chance to really reset your batteries, recharge your batteries before that December 30th game here at home against Stony Brook.
Yeah, well, that's thanks, America East.
That's exactly it. It was a little bit of a challenge.
Right, but no, this is a grind to go from like that tip-off date to November to right here to finals. They've only played 7 games, and we've played now 10.
Oh, yeah.
So that's very different. It's a very different schedule that we've had than that team had. That's not why we lost. Obviously, we have more experience. We have more games under our belt. We should be smarter than maybe we should have been tonight or could have been tonight. But it's a very, very congested week here, or a couple weeks where we were playing 2-3 games a week. But we'll get to the final, day of classes here. We'll get to St. Francis going into finals week, but they'll get a little bit of a break. I think they'll welcome that. And then we get our girls just to have finals, and then they can get home for a holiday break. And then, we'll bring them back. I'm really pleased with how we're fighting and competing, of course. But we want to take it to the next step. I know everybody in that locker room, we're not happy with just competing. And I know that's not what Ellen came back for either, or it's not what, Kimmy wants to do in her 5th year. They enjoyed it a lot more when we won, 4 of 5, and now we've dropped 4 of 5. I think we've just reversed it, I think. So we gotta get going, and hopefully this break will help us recharge and get refocused again.
Well, we're confident you will, because you guys, without question, even prior to the stretch, you guys have been playing outstanding basketball. So, Coach, best of luck, of course, on Saturday, you and the team. And I know it's going to be a little while, so Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and the Lane family, and, of course, to your entire program. Looking forward to the 30th.
Thank you so much. We're getting great support here at the WEC this year, so we love that, obviously, from last year. So, just keep coming out. These girls are fighting hard, and come enjoy a really good matchup with Stony Brook the next time we're in the WEC. So it'll be a long time. Feels like forever. But I'm really thankful for this team, and I'm really thankful that they're going to get some time home and they can rest. These kids work hard, obviously, at NJIT every day with their studies, and so to do this on top of that, I have the utmost respect for them. We can't give them a long break.
Right, yes, of course. Yeah, you got to get to work.
But they get a pretty good one, and then we'll come back and we'll reset for the America East.
All righty, Coach. Well, thanks again. And, folks, like you said, get out here December 30th when they take on Stony Brook. So that's head coach Mike Lane. Once again, Monmouth, they defeat NJIT 62-53.